Welcome. Welcome everyone to Stone Soup Poetry. I am very excited to keep the February magic going with a lot of new voices, whether it's voices who are old hands on the poetry scene but are new to this venue for this open mic and particularly this Zoom call, or people we hadn't even heard of at Stone Soup at all, or people that we just got introduced to. I am indebted to Tisnia Pinchback for her friend Zaji, who is such an amazing open mic poet. Let me see what's going on here. It looks like someone's telling me I have an echo effect, and I'm trying to do away with that. Okay, hopefully that'll reduce some of the echo. But Zaji was such an amazing poet, I had to have her back on, and she elected to come back and feature tonight. So we're very excited to have her tonight, and we're very excited to have her feature. Also, Zaji, if you have a chance to check out the stonesoupoetry.blogspot.com page, she is also an accomplished poet. She's an accomplished poet, writer, and graphic designer. I should show in the next couple of days the graphic design, the potential Stone Soup banner she made for us. It was very generous of her, and I can't wait to potentially unveil it with her blessing, of course. And for the rest of you who are here, welcome very much. And we are hoping, looks like Carol Weston is no longer with us, but hopefully I'll go get her back. But for now, it's best that we start the open mic out of respect for everyone who came early. So we're going to start with one of the people who is actually featured on oddballmagazine.com today. There are a lot of new voices coming out on Oddball for 2021. And this person is not just a poet who's contributed there, but he contributes his photography on a regular basis, at least every 2 weeks so far. And his work is prominent. If you go to Stone Soup Poetry, the Facebook page, or even my Facebook page, you'll see links to it and other poets' work. Let's welcome up Mr. Ed Galt. Who I think needs to unmute himself. Looks like we're having connectivity issues all night. So let's see what's happening here. All right, looks like he's connecting to audio. So while he's doing that, we'll go up to the person I had to list as my second open micer, and that's Patricia Kerrigan.
I'll read you a poem that was just accepted by Jerry Jazz Musician. It's an anti-Valentine's Day poem. My Funny Valentine. Photos took away what makeup tried to compensate. Her mouth and expression distorted by light and angle. Her figure less than chic, even in basic black. To match her mood, she dyed her hair the bluest purple. He used to hum My Funny Valentine, joked about her looks and intelligence, but would ask her to stay another night. His sarcasm would jab deeper. Her thorns sharpened, sliced, commercialized expectation. Her vulnerability fell. Her stem transformed. A reminder to single women that more petals must fall. Thank you.
All right, thank you very
much, Patricia. We just got Carol back, and now we're getting that double audio again thing. So let's take care of that. Very good. So just give me 1 second out of respect for the people who are calling on the phone. Carol Weston has been one of our most stalwart callers, and she's been doing this even when she was recovering in the hospital in the health center with an injury this last May. Okay, so hopefully the echo is gone. Carol's back on, and thank you very much, Patricia. It's never too late for a good anti-Valentine's Day poem. Let's Welcome up next. Once I get back to the gallery view and find him. Is Ed, are you ready, sir?
Yeah, I can be ready.
Okay, I gave you a glowing introduction while you were having issues with your audio, so you'll just have to rewind
I'm
the YouTube
sorry.
video to get that.
Technical glitch. All right.
It was wonderful. It was a wonderful intro. You deserved every word of it, and now we get to hear you, so thanks so much.
All right. This one is called Carol and the Baby. You know something? Sorry. Okay, Carol and the Baby. The clerk was having this wonderful chat with the woman directly in front of me with the frock coat. They must have been good friends. They talked on and on about Carol and the baby. And the manager was in the doorway of his office with his back to the front of the store, talking about the setbacks and the mini setbacks he had in sales. I went down the street to the other store, and as I walked in, the clerk's phone rang, and they talked and talked about Carol and the baby. All right, hope you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ed. Who do we have next on the open mic? Yes. Longtime online participant for Stone Soup's New Era and past feature himself. Let's welcome up Mr. John Wesick.
Thanks, Chad. Here's a bit of sour grapes called A Novel's Revenge. The banquet at the writers' conference was a black tie affair. My self-published novel wore plaid bell-bottoms and a wrinkled paisley shirt. So many celebrities. A Caltech physicist enacted the universe's decay in his water glass, while a slipstream author molded her napkin into a unicorn that danced across the tablecloth. The hostess sat me with 11 literary agents. With mouths like baying hounds, they yowled about punctuation, platform, and manuscript format. A waiter set a salad of rejection letters in front of me. I drown it with lemon juice to hide the bitterness, while my novel guzzled Portuguese green wine until the light of false courtesy dimmed in his eyes. Mortified, I tried to cover his mouth, but my novel slapped my hand away and told these faddish gatekeepers just what he thought of them.
Praise be the brave self-publishers. Thank you so much, John. And who do we have next? Yes, just recently came back to us. Who's a regular participant in the live world of Stone Soup back in the day, and that's good to have him back with us now. I'm asking you to unmute now, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome up Chris Fitzgerald.
So you can hear me?
Yes.
All right, I got a poem, but first I'm going to do a little. I did about 3 or 4 pieces about 2,500 years ago, ancient Athens. This is just a piece I saw today.
Okay.
When we last met, we were in ancient Athens, and poets with their fat mama jokes. I do not want to make out everything was hunky-dory. When the poets went to bed at night, they thought the philosophers would see the error of their ways and kill themselves. So the next day, Athens would greet the world the way the poets wanted them to, as if everything was brand spanking new. When the philosophers went to bed at night, they thought the poets would see the folly of their ways and kill themselves. So when that Athens awoke, they would see the world in the angle of the philosophers. Oh shit, I'm going to die someday. Both sides were always surprised when they saw the other side still around. There was the occasional fisticuffs, Friday, Saturday, excessive alcohol intake, but the redeeming grace was it was a polytheistic society. Poets, philosophers, everybody had 200 or more gods. So if somebody's criticized one of your gods, yo, poet, your goddess Higgly Piggly has more pimples on her ass than Howard Johnson says ice cream flavors. You could just stand there and take it. He couldn't badmouth all your gods. Too many of them. At some point, he would remember the dirty dishes he left soaking in the sink and go home and wash them. Now I'm putting in my hat in the ring for, was it the movie or the literary work? Just for tonight. This is called Mark Twain, a classic. Something everybody praises, no one reads. The movie version. Were we on vacation or was it work? I sometimes have a problem recalling how my society values the moment. It was an estate with the Green Mountains anyway, 7:30 in the morning. The children would come into our bedroom to get us up as they were fully rested. We, of course, didn't get to sleep to 2, maybe 3. We weren't as perky. I don't remember how we did discover, but love does open so many doors. Thanks to modern technology, the VCR in the living room. After a few days, when the kids came in, I would get up and go downstairs to the living room, and because of my mechanical know-how, slip in a tape. The children would be entertained for 2 hours of what passes as Hollywood magic. I would then return for some toe-to-toe magic. We would then express verbally and non-verbally alike the pleasures intimate company can bring. I wouldn't say we started the day on the right foot. No, it was your left foot and its partner, the right, pointing up towards the ceiling. That was how we greeted the day. Well begun is half done, as little Aristotle used to run around saying. Movie over, children's return, you would get up, breakfast and other duties. I still wouldn't get up to 11. No one seemed to like the way I scrambled eggs. Those hours, 7:30 till 9:30, they were not stolen from the children or the world. That time made us both happier and healthier human beings, benefiting the children and the cosmos at large. Since that time, whenever anyone outside is brought up in polite conversation, the movies Annie, the Gremlins, the Goonies, the Never-Ending Story, though I've never seen any of them, I immediately respond, whoa, that's a classic. That's it, Craig. Chad, sorry.
That's okay, Priscilla. Thank you so much for your wonderful reading. And I'm just kidding. Thank you so much, Chris. And let us go now. I'm glad she's been joining us again. I always enjoy her work. Let's welcome Rita Rusty Rose.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Since the pandemic, I've lost more than 15 friends. And this is the short poem, Her Pine Box. In settled ashes, blend seasons of life, a single rose, my broken heart, the keepsake etched with our names. Focus on the lid of inevitability. Watch until her spirit transcends. Witness and clutch that final pearl of lightning. Allow night to cast its final shadow. Seal her pine box.
Thank you so much, Rusty. And who do we have coming up next for us? Every time we gain someone, we seem to lose someone. 13 might be the unlucky number. When we get to 13, someone drops off. So don't be offended if you suddenly get cut off. But hopefully we'll get back Janro and James Van Looy. It doesn't feel like an open mic without them. They've been with us both live and online. Let's welcome up Tisnia Pitchback. Not content to rest on her laurels as being an amazing feature last week, she is here with us now, and I can't wait to hear her again. And I might have to continue to wait. She does not seem to be available. So I will, what will I do? Looks like I'll move on to the next person onto the open mic. And that next person is one of our people joining us by phone. So I'm going to help her get unmuted now. She is now unmuted. She's been with us from the start of this new journey online for Stone Soup. Let's welcome up Carol Weston.
Hi. Okay. Afraid of the throngs of cognoscenti, burning with isolation, I stood eating potato chips among the throngs of cognoscenti. Now, let's see, I have to go forward a number of pages to one that I woke up with this week. Skull. Skull, you were born with me. When I grew, you grew. You are my flower pot to hold my brain, which you have allowed to grow inside you. Skull, you had to be patient to watch over my brain for well over 3/4 of a century. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carol. And let's just mute you again. Who do we have that's next? Yes, we missed her last week. She wasn't able to come on then, but let's welcome her now. All she has to do is unmute herself by pressing *6. Her name is Nancy Dotson.
Grandfather, fall, fall, the white snowflakes on grandfather's face and hair. I was 4 years old. Mother said, grandfather delivers babies. He puts the baby in the suitcase and delivers the baby to the mother. On all-night occasions, he would come in and sit in a rocking chair and slowly fall asleep. Playing in the living room, my hands would become coal dust filthy. Below the house was a coal anthracite coal mine. Many grandchildren had come before me, so I was not new, but I remember him with his white hair and large frame. He would sleep, sleep, sleep.
Thank you, Nancy. Looks like we're getting joined by someone else. Jan's making her way back. But before we get to them, hopefully they'll be able to join on. Let us go now to our musical interlude. Most of you know and love him by now. We call him the Pulse of Stone Soup, or just the Pulse in general of Boston. Let us welcome up Mr. Ethan Mackler.
Thank you, Chad. Can you hear me okay?
Perfectly.
All right, great. This is a very old piece written by Mel Wells for the 1958 movie High School Confidential. The music is mine, but the words are from Mel Wells. This is entitled High School Drag. Is everyone else muted?
I think so.
All right, I just heard something. Again, High School Drag. My old man was a bread stasher his whole life. He wound up with a used car, a 17-inch screen, and arthritis. Tomorrow is a drag, Pops. Tomorrow is a king-size drag. They cried, put down pot, don't think a lot for what? Time, how much, and what to do with it. Sleep, man, and you may wake up digging the whole human race, giving itself 3 days to get out. Tomorrow is a drag. Tomorrow is a king-size bust. I had a canary that couldn't sing. I had a cat that let me share my pad with her. I had a dog that ate the cat that killed the canary. What is truth? We can cough blood on this earth. Now there's a race for space. We can cough blood on the moon soon. Tomorrow's a Dragsville Cats. Tomorrow is a king-size bust. Tula fast shore, turn on to 1,000 joys. Check what happened, check what's gonna happen. You'll miss what's happening. Turn your eyes inside and dig the vacuum. Tomorrow, drag. Back to you, Chad.
Thank you, Ethan. Let's see, we're having some issues with connectivity and with Jan and James. Hopefully they'll be fully on. I think they're at least listening, though they can't seem to speak. So we'll go now to our next person on the open mic. I know some people were who specifically watched the Stone Soup Facebook feed and were asking if she was going to be on tonight, and I was very happy to say yes. I'll do my damnedest to make sure she is. Past Stone Soup feature, past Stone Soup host or co-host. She's done it all for us, and she's going to do it again tonight. Also a past feature at the Dudley Cafe, which helped raise money for the Nubian Square place to eat and place for entertainment. A good friend of Stone Soup for many years. Let's welcome up Blackbird.
Hi, everybody. I miss y'all. I miss you guys so much. I've just been so busy. So please forgive me for not being actively here on a weekly basis. So I'm here tonight. So let's get it. One moment. Let me pull it up. You guys can still see me, right? So. So I see there are some new faces here, or at least people that I've never seen before. So I'm going to do one of my favorite poems, and maybe that'll give you guys a little bit of an insight of who I am. So it's called I Am Me. I've come from a mighty long way to a place where I can finally call home, but it's only temporary. Because you see, I came from a life that was filled with thorns, spent many days trying to water that seed that I wanted to grow to a beautiful flower and then to a garden, like the Garden of Eden. But each time I water that seed, I see nothing but weed. I see my life as a little child struggling to make her mother happy, makes herself be a good kid so that she can get a praise from her mother, but her mother is blind by the alcohol, blind by her own life. It's like she's living a life without me. I spent many years living alone, forced to hold everything inside, forced to grow up too quickly and feed for myself because my mom said, I will not always be there for you at the age of 9. But I got so tired of being left behind, I went away. I ran away to the streets where I found acceptance, did drugs, had sex, almost lost my dignity through men, almost lost the respect for me, almost lost that little girl inside of me that was begging to be free, almost lost my sanity, not knowing pretty soon I was going to find myself with a child. Then the Lord stepped in and gave me a second chance, a chance to be at peace, to be free, sent angels to look after me, sent demons also to teach me about life, taught me never to trust anyone but trust my instincts and in what I believe. And in what I believe is the truth about myself, believing in myself, be who I want to be, and in God's eyes, I am me. Thank you.
Thank you, Blackbird. Let's see, according to my list. I don't know, this is a little bit of a quicker open mic, mostly because we can't, we've lost a couple of people. And Martha is in reading, and Jan and James, our usual 1-2 punch, is currently out of commission. Like I said, I believe they're listening, but they can't sign in and do audio. Hopefully we'll have them back before the second half. Hopefully we'll have them back and there'll be a second half. Oop. Someone just joined, but we'll see how this goes. We'll see. It looks like Jim is joining via his iPhone. Let's see if this works. And we'll just surprise them and see if they come on, James, go, come on, 2 poems, go, and see where we go from here. Aha. There you go. There you are. Hi, Jan. Uh-oh. Jan, that would be a good time to see if you can talk. Uh-oh. Okay. Jan, if you can hear us, can you give us some? Okay. Well, we're going to move on to the feature tonight, which is great. I'm going to get the boilerplate out. I think it's a little earlier than I thought, but that is okay. That means we just have more of Zaji to hear from, and we'll go from there. Although I feel bad that Tisnia is not here with us anymore. I'm going to see if I can send her a link and see what's going on. But hopefully she can join us again. So again, welcome to everyone who is respectable. Continue on. Thanks to everyone who made it tonight. Thanks so much to Martha for making your presence known. It's been a long year not hearing anything from you, so we're glad to hear a little bit from you tonight. It's fantastic to have you. We all miss you. We miss, just as we're missing everyone. And it's starting to hit me now that we're not going to have a live Stone Soup anniversary special, not with the way things are going. If we're lucky, maybe in the summer, maybe in the fall, but not in May. So we'll work ourselves around that and see what we can do. So moving forward, thanks to everyone who's been making the online gathering such a success, and thanks especially to the people who are joining us, all the new faces who are contributing and making this an amazing experience week after week. And it can be like this every week, every people. All we need is you. And all we need tonight is your silence as we listen to Zaji, who's described herself for the purposes of this feature in her boilerplate bio as a published freelance writer and author who earned her BA in English and MS in journalism, graduating magna cum laude from Iona College, and her MFA in creative writing from Goddard College. She published When We Were One, her first novel, which was reviewed and recommended by USA Today as a must-read. As she's also published a book of poetry, Words, Loving Emotions, and Lights on a Cave Wall for the anthology Making the Hookup. She independently published her short stories, such as The Letters, A Fine Day on Church Street, They Came Like Us. She's also working on her second fiction novel, as well as several short stories, and is penning a memoir in the space of scattered memories, which shares random snippets of her life as a Jamaican immigrant. Her microfiction, The Highway, was published in Goddard College's literary journal, The Pitkin Review, and she's also received honorable mentions in Writers Relief First Annual Peter K. Hickson Memorial Scholarship Award for short prose. When not writing, she can be found playing piano, acting, or steeped in philosophical discourse about the nature of existence. I'm going to share her website for those of you who did not catch it on the Stone Soup page, so you can continue to be impressed as I was by her body of work and her amazing output. I'm surprised she found the time to feature with us, but lo and behold, she did. I am very grateful for that. So for the next, let's say 20 minutes or so, maybe we'll get an encore, maybe not. But for now, let's put our hands together 30, 40 times virtually, emoji-wise, however you like, for Zaji.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you?
Doing great. Better now that you can start the show and I can shut up.
Well, I just wanted to make mention of the little design quasi logo. You are welcome to let me know what changes you would like. If you want a different color, if you want no stones in the lettering, you are welcome to do that. I'm not one of those people who gives a gift like that and wouldn't allow you to make some changes that would suit you. So you're welcome to do that.
Thank you.
The other thing I wanted to say is retrograde decided that it was going to step on my neck. I was eating some popcorn, and for the first time in my life, a piece is like stuck on the side of my throat and continues to tickle and irritate me.
Oh.
So if I falter when I'm speaking, that's why. I don't know what's going on. I've tried everything to get it to move, but it's not moving. So most of these are works in progress. This first piece, I added this poem to my unexpected memoir about my life as a Jamaican immigrant. I came to America as a wee child. I arrived just about 10 days short of turning 5 years old. So this was a memory from when I was about 13 years old. I call it Feet in Snow. This girl remembered bare feet in snow on a warm winter day. Sun beaming down on two wide-eyed kids enjoying toffs, cold white flakes between toes. One child just come from Jamaica, the other just 5 years before. One just come never see snow before. He giggled with delight. Snow fall from sky like rain. He look up in wonder, but it falls slow, tufts of cotton, cold, he said. We feel it. Feet melting it until we reach concrete or grass. We reach hands to sky to try to catch the cotton that come down. It fall in shapes like sky stars. It fall on tongues that love ice. It melt like it never existed. Body too warm for it to live long. Arms swing, bodies spin, giggles rise. Mother look out window. What you doing? You crazy? You will catch cool and dead. Get inside now. We laugh. Mother don't know snow can't kill us. Snow love us. It made for us. It fall for us. It dance for us. Mother don't know. She too far removed. She forget the child inside her. She forget that laughter scare away demons. The demons can't take us from this place, from the land of snowfall, from the land of bare feet on white stars. This next piece, I remember looking at Tizinia's timeline one day, and I was admiring her relationship with her daughter, something I never had with my mother. My observations birthed this piece, which is how I imagined her bringing Liz into the world. I called this spinning. She spun dark brown clay, forming body and mind into soul. She spun her child into bird and lion, dolphin and mermaid. She nestled clay inside her womb and fired it into human, mixed with everything earth and sky, gift wrapped in gold and silver, glittered orange box and purple satin ribbons. She fired arms and legs, limbs strong and supple, eyes wide and dark, mind sharp and ready. She fired child until colors vibrant and set. A girl child she dreamed of, dreamed day and night until the clay find its way into her hands. Then she spin and spin until something formed, something for earth to remember. She feel her womb hot like furnace heat, heat to fire clay, fire night, fire light, fire life. She fired that girl child into existence, from wanting, from love, from spaces inside a body, fire to create life, fire to turn clay into soul. This next piece was birthed from thinking about homelessness. I was in Florida at the time, and there was this man pushing a cart just piled high with bags. It was obvious he was homeless, but he was just chugging along on US 1 right by the ocean. And it was something to see him just pushing. And we went all the way to the store and we came back. He had reached a lot further, but it was just something to see. And so this came from watching him. I call it home. US Highway 1, stretching from ice lemonade in hand, rocking in sweat-soaked hammock, one leg swinging in the Key West wind, two icicles hanging from white birch, bones layered in fur. He pushes two silver shopping carts, each piled higher than my car, black plastic bags dented jagged, hiding unfamiliar shapes hard to fathom. There would be no winner in this guessing game. He pushes one, then the other up inclines, along high grass roads, hiding snakes and alligators, waiting for him to forget where he is. But he knows. Lonely beach to the east, bound for the teasing chill, slowly waning into spring. He wants mountains to climb, to drag his cart up, so he can burden his body, make his mind forget. He has miles to walk, tugging things heavier than his cart, tugging his life behind him, all that he was and now has left in the world. He pushes his melancholy, back taut from the weight. The last photo he found of his dead wife is tucked deep inside his bags, her belly still swollen with child. He tugs that baby girl's spirit, bags heavy with the life she should have lived. He pulls one, pushes the other, then sits on hot sidewalk to remember what he wants to forget. One of the things I like to do, I tend to overlap ideas between poems and works and short stories, various things. And so this one is kind of an overlapping idea. And the title is Memories in a Can. And it's a little bit about it's a little bit about abuse. It's a bit about abuse. So I'll just let this one speak for itself. Memories in a Can. She was dying, not from disease. It was much more invasive. There is no vaccine for pain. No vaccine for the insecurity he bred inside her, turning her into a genetic modification of her former self. Her soul is now broken ribs from steel-toed boots. No vaccine for immortal memories she wished would expire. Memories are pervasive as those remembered by ancient gods. Memories as pervasive as those remembered by ancient gods who watch as their creations die. Centuries old rubble fade to dust with each sunset. Her memories are canned goods created for disasters, made to last until the can is opened. Unnaturally preserved life oozing from the cut metal. She was dying by the inch, dying from the fist that blackened her eye 5 years ago, just after he proposed to her. Dying from the lover who told her her tits were too small. Dying from memories of the child who slipped from her womb, still unmoved by life's promises. Dying from the canned love preserved in salt and bitterness, brine. There is no vaccine for betrayal, no vaccine to heal the cut wrists. She sees the sunrise tomorrow, but life is only memories in a can, preserved for the dying soul. All right, so this one, just checking my time. Right. This one is called a dime bag. What was I thinking about? Well, we shall see. I remember a time when meditation was free. Now the stolen moments cost dearly. I lean back and think, a memory is worth more than a dime bag. But no one buys memories. They want weed to get high. Meditation won't take them there. Too expensive. Too much time to collect. A dime bag is easier. Time costs too much. No, meditation won't get you high. Stolen moments won't pay the rent. This next one, called I Dream, was born from thinking about all the things we do to the planet and each other. And so this came about.
I used to dial in. I mean, internet.
Uh-oh, what's happening? Okay, that was weird. All right.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Looks like Jim, James, and Jan finally got on. They figured out their mic, so I just had to mute them. Sorry about that.
Okay. So yeah, I was thinking about the violence that humans heap on each other, and this came about, as well as the planet. And so this came about. I dream. I dream blood-stained feet. Napalm sticks to kids seeking water. They play Bambi before fire set into skin. Seagulls weighted down, slick black oil conceals ivory feathers, wings now devoid of flight. Darkness floats atop lifeblood, smothering gills, gasping for sea breath. Soil calls out to ancient gods, seeking mother's milk to nourish her back to life. I am not the blood in my veins, organs now stained with dark dreams. Water needs its lungs again to breathe. This next one, I'll just let it fly. It's called Honey Soaked Soul. Honey soaked souls fly into sweet tomorrows. I am yesterday's child. Bejeweled with seaweed on my fin, I am scaled blue, breasts suckled by ocean waves. The moon is my timeless clock with no hands. It guides me to the deep end of the sea. When cloaked in darkness, I am alone amidst the waters. I perch on island rocks and sing mermaid songs for plankton. I sing for whales and dolphins, my brethren of the deep waters. Another bottle of honey becomes flotsam and jetsam. I swim to it, then set it free from its prison. I am soaked in bee food, honey soaked soul, tasting sweet oceans, remembering that I am yesterday's child, scale blue and breast sucking.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh. So let me see, I want to get to 1, 2 in particular. Okay, so I'm going to do maybe 3 more, maybe 4 more. This one's called Saturday's Child. I am Saturday's child, blue soul colored black, seeking melancholy as the story we tell ourselves about yesterdays. There is nothing here but the night swimming inside untruths and forgotten wishes locked inside ancient golden lamps. Let me be the genie you seek. I will give you more than 3. Tomorrow, when the church bell rings, my black soul will be colored blue. I will swim through the night back to find lost tomorrows, back to find me, Saturday's child, a blue soul under clear skies. This one is called I Remember. I remember black shoes at midnight, feet that wiggle inside and dream of nakedness. They spill out on rocks and sand and dead leaves. Bubblegum is sticky between toes. I remember dirty fingernails in sunlight, hands that ball to hide the shame, Water washes away secret sins. Acrylic covers the other you. I remember blue toilet paper dyeing the heart of the matter. Tinted souls don't play songs. They only hear the flushing of their thoughts. I remember bombs falling on preconceptions, on our preconceptions, scattered flesh like misplaced thoughts. A black shoe stands in the rubble at midnight. No feet inside, just another lost dream of freedom. Smoke billowed as a baby cries for what it won't remember. This next one is called Hum. Little hint of sensuality. penetrate where the burn thrives. Naked with resolve and undone. I don't care where it hurts. Deep inside you is where I'll creep in broad daylight, because that's where the heat lives, firing almost forgotten longings, yearning to remember that it was light. Hum low. Guttural bursts of ecstasy seek the night cover, but I am unafraid of the light. Spread us uncovered across the sand for the gods to witness. I will hum low for you, for the waiting dawn. This was written for, it's called 50 and 50, Letters to Our Daughters. I had never heard of it before. It was shaped by MacArthur Fellow Dominique Morisseau, and it brings together the Billie Holiday Theater and the Frank Silvera's Writers Workshop. It was created because both organizations believe deeply in the power of storytelling. So this is what I submitted, and it wasn't accepted for the reading, but it was like an honorable mention, and they wanted to place it on their website. This is called Daughters of Tomorrow, and it was my letters to our daughters. I stitched together silk cocoons to wrap you inside disinherited love and long lost wisdom. I darned your breath with mighty voices from the past, so you would cry freedom even before you could walk. I pushed and pushed until your soul birthed monarch wings, big enough to take you around the world so you could see all the things ripped from our still, tight fists. Cry freedom, open hands and spread fingers like wings to the sky, so your life map palms can shout and thank the sun for exhaling life. Let fly the centuries of bloodshed, bald and angry and frightened fists, because they have become dust and no longer have a place in tomorrow. Who are you in this moment, my children? You are the daughters of tomorrow, drowning struggle so your daughters' daughters will not have to. So they won't need to tread waters to find themselves. You are already here in tomorrow's house, littering oak stairs with silk cocoons stitched with inherited love and wisdom reclaimed. I'll do 3 more actually. No, maybe 2. Okay. Should I stop?
No, not at all.
This one I wrote actually when I was at Goddard, and I read, because we had readings pretty much almost every week. Not every, like almost every day actually, because we were only there for like a week and a half, almost 2. And so almost every day we had readings. So I wrote this one. My hand slipped beyond my hem. My hand slipped beyond my hem over soft rose and lily-dyed Pima cotton, finding its way to the underside of my church-length skirt. The chapel bell forgot to ring today. A voice inside warned me to stop, to not give in to the ghost that whispered into my ear, telling me to continue. Go on, she said. Forget the world. I'm the voice of the ancestors come to remind you of womanhood. I am your remembering, she whispered. But proper ladies don't lift their skirts except to pee. I did not need to pee. I needed to rub the inside of my DNA, Rub until something inside me was unearthed, something the microscope could not see. Rub until my moans reach Venus and the women there hiding on the unseen side of a hidden world gather their ships to journey to Earth, determinedly traveling on the trail of my echoes. They heard a war cry. They heard me, their sister, calling them through time and space, tapping out Morse code on the tip of my clitoris. I am sending freedom calls, not messages welcoming the unknown to Earth. I am tapping out freedom cries on my wild and waiting clitoris so something will come to save me, save us, the women of Earth. So something will come to hear my war cry, my cry for freedom, my yearning to burn my church skirt so the gods will know that I am ready to set fire to everything that confines me to what it means to be woman in this place. This is a war cry. Tap it out in Morse code on the tip of my clitoris. Listen, you will hear the SOS. Tap, 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 tap. Then, just as clear, the war cry rising into the sky. I moan. The message reaches galaxies, and I am reminded that I am the woman who remembered Venus and beyond, and Venus remembered me. I become Morse code for women who long to join the war cry. Tap it out, sisters. Tap for freedom and the womanhood that lost itself in the time that threatened to be forgotten. This is not about pain and fear. This is a war cry for freedom. I send Morse code on the tip of my clitoris for the sisters who have forgotten how to cry freedom. All right, so this next one, I mean, I have more, but I guess I could end it with this last one. This is written for all those in the world who will live and die without the world ever knowing their name. They mattered. And I call this one The Living. There are days like today when the living ain't easy. I sit in the back of the store, break room / stock room, waiting for things I cannot name. Boxes stacked to the ceiling containing gadgets to keep us entertained. Fluorescent lights hum. The clock ticks away each second of my life for minimum wage. I won't be dishonest, $1 more than minimum. I am still a slave without chains. The mental and spiritual shackles are hard and cold, holding me firm to an invisible wall deep inside invisible catacombs. There is no caste here. I am bricked in by this culture. It is wild and oppressive and no longer free. I want to melt coins, burn Franklins and Washingtons to ash, mix them to create magic wands to cast out demons, and cast spells to bind the future of capitalism forever. The bulbs continue to buzz. The microwave hums, warming food for the one invading my space. She is tall and pencil thin, hair dyed Smurf blue, voice like Rosie Perez. She doesn't know that I want to save her from this place, this back room, cold and lonely, not fit for life. We are here because the melting and burning has not begun. Instead of a war cry to usher in the next revolution, she waits for a beat so her radiated meal can soothe her. She eats away her minimum wage, unconcerned with the reality that she may live and die in a stockroom somewhere on this continent, making less than the patriarchy that owns her life and lives well off her lack. Her Smurf blue hair will have turned gray and white, her back low and knees pained, but she can't stop because cat food is expensive these days and she needs to eat. The light dims and flickers. A toilet flushes in the distance. Footsteps trace their way back to the front to greet an uneventful life. Bloodied with microwave dinners, worn shoes, unpaid light bills, and a life dance without music.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together another 30, 40 more times. That was fantastic and worth the wait, even though the wait wasn't that long. It was worth every nanosecond. That was fantastic, and I'm so glad you came into Stone Soup's trajectory just out of chance, and we're glad we had you to feature it this week. Keep on putting your hands together Zaji, for those of you, if you guys want to compliment or say anything, now's a good time. Although I think we lost half the people who are listening, but then we got more people joining in. But it's been a festive in and out Stone Soup. But actually, a lot of people were able to stay on. So I'm glad Martha Boss was able to hear you. This is her first feature in a year that she's been able to listen to for Stone Soup. So thank you so much. And Bill Lewis just gave us Zounds. I think we'll have him on the second half of the open mic. We don't usually have a second half, but so many people had a hard time getting on that we'll have a couple people close out our open mic. I think we only have like maybe 2 or 3. Wow. And if you have any, especially if you have any Cash App or Venmo or any kind of PayPal that you'd like to share so we can make a donation for you, please definitely share that with us, or share that in the comments section. We can share that information later on tonight and later on this week.
Okay.
Whatever, if it's PayPal, if you have a link to a book, if you have a link to an independent bookstore where your novel's being sold, or if you're on Amazon, we'll look the other way. You know, we got to eat. Somehow we got to eat. But please share that information with us, and I'll share it abroad with Stone Soupers who love to donate, many of which are included right here. Dinya, I hope you're able to hear us. And I was wondering if you wanted to have a poem in response to that, or have something for the open mic this week. She fainted. Okay, she fainted. She was overwhelmed by the open mic. I can't blame her. But so let's see if we can get. Actually, I know someone who would probably want to say something in reaction to everything tonight. Let's ask Bill Lewis what he has to say. You saw him on the open mic last week.
What? Me?
Oh, God.
You're going to ask little, sweet, innocent me? Oh, my goodness gracious, Chatty Poo. Oh, gosh. Chatty Poo. Doesn't that sound sweet? No. But only Chad's most intimate friends get to call him Chatty Poo. Excuse me, I must refine my background there. I didn't want to interfere with the ambiance that oh my goodness gracious. This is moleskin. These moleskin things are wonderful. Chad gave us all moleskin things. La 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 la. Oh, my poor voice. Oh. The end is nigh. That sounds so weird to say that, but it's true. The vaccine is already here. It's coming, it's spreading out, and the end of COVID is nigh. In 6 months, the world is going to be changed. It's not going to be what it is today. What are we doing? How have we prepared? What is our future to be? What? Can you imagine life without COVID? What will it be to walk down the street and see noses and mouths and smiles? I hope we see smiles. Wow, the end is nigh. I've been obsessing. If you've seen me all this time, I have it right up on my door. Now. I was always screaming to everybody, now is the time to act. You must do things now. And the now has come. This is the end of now. This is our last moment for greatness. If we do not act in these last few weeks, these last few months of COVID, then what we have Are we just going to fade back into what we were before? Everybody put up these wonderful signs. They said beautiful things. Normal wasn't working. We're not going back to normal. Too many of us are just dying for normal to come back. But not everyone. Not everyone. Oh, so many wonderful things are happening. Zoom is so marvelous, so wonderful. It is too. Zoom that I praise. I don't know how they pulled it off. I don't care. They did it. Here we are. We're doing this over an internet. Is this not impossible? It's not unbelievable. This is even, oh my God. Huh. I'm supposed to be teaching as James Madison. You can tell from looking behind me. I had a 7-year-old. I was going to extol the virtues of Dolly in saving the American flag, and saving a picture of George Washington from the invading British when they burned the Capitol. But he told me he was 7 years old and his birthday was tomorrow. So I asked him about his birthday party. Oh, George Washington, we can get back to George Washington later. What are you going to do for your birthday party? Tell me all about it. And he was so happy. And he was laughing. His mom said afterwards, he was laughing so hard. And he'll remember something about James Madison. But most of all, he'll just remember that he laughed and had a good time and thought about people back then. There were people back then. That's what I'm doing under COVID. That's my COVID. That is my COVID. I am there and I am teaching, and children are learning things. They are better off because of me. Oh my God, my life is blessed under this horrendous disease. My friends, it is the end of opportunity now, the last moments. Money is going to be flowing out like crazy. Oh, people are going to be spending money. They will be just throwing money everywhere now that they have the opportunity. I just admonish you to be there and get some of that money. But for now, rejoice, my friends, rejoice, for the end is nigh.
Thank you very much, Bill. And I'm going to take a moment to just remind you, if you look onto the chat, we have PayPal. The PayPal link for Zaji is Ankh, ANKH, at creativeonk.com. And also the Cash App is Peter Sean Palmer with a $sign at the beginning. And her book, When We Were One, is available via lulu.com. I'm going to ask if Mr. James Van Looy would like to close things off as he normally does on the open mic. I just asked him to unmute, and if he's able to do so.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, James.
Good. Okay, so I've got something here. This is called First You Cry. First you cry, and then your nose runs and runs, or was it the nose first, followed by those tears? It's impossible to tell when you can't even know if you had the virus or that other so viral one. But the one thing you know for sure, it's changing so fast that never, ever will it never be the same. Even though when you do look at the contending factions of the duopoly, so many are tempted again to say they are the same because, see, all one thing. They are the interlocking parts of one big system. Everyone's worst nightmare of an abusive relation. Sociopathic pair together doing exactly what neither would do alone. One acting out person, the other audience, and accomplish in this dysfunctional family dance of the big daddy and mate who just takes it time after time, endless, absent, out to lunch concern that never manages to mount that real resistance, because resistance will be seen as slit-eyed retaliation, and the retaliation to any even faint, halting symbol of deviation will lead automatically, demonic quick, to alienation, evisceration, annihilation, on the spot, right there where lives sign of weakness, all whole, waiting right there just for that single tear, much less that running, dripping, clear snot, unblown nose. And let me sing you a little song. Thanks for the memory of candlelight and wine, castles on the Rhine, the Parthenon, and moments on the Hudson River line. How lovely it was. Thanks for the memory of rainy afternoons, swingy Harlem tunes, and motor trips, and burning lips, and burning toast and prunes. How lovely it was. Many's the time that we feasted, and many's the time that we fasted. Well, it was swell while it lasted. We did have fun and no harm done. So thanks for the memory of sunburns at the shore, nights in Singapore. You might have been a headache, but you never were a bore. So thank you so much. I interrupted.
Thank you, Dale.
Okay.
So appreciative of that. We have, and with that, everyone who wanted to read has read. It has been a very jam-packed night. I want to thank everyone who made up not just the open mic, but the overall audience for Snow Soup, who came in to listen. That includes everyone who's on the Zoom call and everyone who's listening via the Facebook group, Stone Soup Poetry, reading that, watching that post. We've had a couple of people comment. I suspect many more will come because the live feed stays up on Facebook afterwards. And yeah, we already got watches, so that's exciting. We're very glad about that. And Zaji did an amazing performance, as did everyone in the open mic. But thank you so much, Zaji. And again, support her via the links to her Lulu book. I'll find the Lulu book. I'll find the book on Lulu and link that on Stone Soup. And please send something via her Cash App and her PayPal. Again, there's Ankh, ANKH at creativeankh.com, and $ PITTERSHAWN PALMER. That's the Cash App. And her book is When We Were One. So I'll be excited to share that, and I'll be excited to donate. So for those of you who can donate, please do so. And yes. So we see the face. Oh, and oh, I'm sorry. That's information from Rita. So again, thank you all very much tonight. This is where we do the obligatory wave. So we can say goodbye to everyone who's watching online. And for those of you who are still off, who are still on video, thank you very much. And now we stop mid-pod. We stop mid-wave. So it's easier to do a screenshot. Otherwise, it's just blurry hands the whole time. Zaji, thanks so much. Support your poets, support the people who are coming here. And next week's feature will hopefully be announced very soon. Again, a fantastic night, and be sure to look out for the YouTube video and share that. It should be up by 8:30 tomorrow. And as you can see, the chat's filled with thank yous, with great features. And I can't wait to listen to all this all over again tomorrow morning as I'm loading up the video. Thank you all very much for coming out tonight. And let's see how we can end off February and even better kick off March. And as we march, no pun intended, towards National Poetry Month, and most importantly, the 50th anniversary of Snow Suit Poetry. Hope you guys can all keep up with this and can still keep on coming back. There's more to come. And thank you for letting us have you, Zaji. And I'm just going to keep on rambling, so I'm just going to call it a night and thank you all for being here. The show's over. Let's see.
Huzzah! Well done, Chad. Our hero, 50 years. Woo!
Awesome, Zaji.
Chad.
Fabulous.
Good job, Zaji. Good job.
Good
Night,
job,
everyone.
Saji.
Way to go, Zaji.
Very good,
Way to
Saji.
go.
Good night.